Politics with Laura, and I got a good one for you today. I like that instrumental. I got a good one for you today, and just when one thinks they have seen it all, they've seen nothing. And so there's a horn. All right. Just when I think that Kyle Rittenhouse and the case is over, some people would say that case divided America. Some would say, meaning the liberals would say, he got away with killing two people and shooting another. Others would say, on the left, would say, he didn't break the law, he did nothing wrong, he protected himself. Within all of this, you have a group of people in Argentina, 5 people, that opened up the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center. You can't make this stuff up. And they're anti-communist and anti-gender ideology. Oh, I'll show you. I'll show you. You can't make this stuff up. In the midst of all that, let me back it up. Let me back it up. Let me back it up a little bit. Within this, it has been said, and I did videos on this. I think I did one on my other channel, that I did not want to say that Kyle Rittenhouse was was a racist. His age, I didn't know his influences. I didn't know much about his parents and what were they into, how they influenced him. Because look, not only do the groups that you hang with influence you, but your parents are the first teachers. And what do they teach you? Now, it seemed like his mother, Wendy Rittenhouse, really did the best she could. And I take my hat off to her because she stood strong. Most definitely. I take my, well, okay. She stood through the fire and took all the blows with her son, but his father, I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee on that one. Now, in Argentina, the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center. Again, you can't make this up. You can't make it up. But within that, in Buenos Aires, so much happened in that short span of time. Oh my goodness. So let me first start off with my presentation to point so that you can have an idea of where I'm going. And I'll give you time if you want to come up on video, or I'll even give you an opportunity to call in if you don't feel comfortable showing your face. And that is okay. I'll provide an opportunity. So here, let me switch this. Oh, let me do it the other way. All right. Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center in Argentina. And all this spun from the trial. The trial. All of this came from there. Now here, this went around the world, Kyle Rittenhouse, and from what you see, it is alleged that the guy standing next to him and the guy taking the pictures belonged to the Proud Boys, and he was in a bar in Kenosha, and I learned that you can be 17 years old, go into a bar and drink as long as a parent is with you. That is law. I looked it up. I just was going back and forth with people like, wait a minute, what is he doing in a bar? And then, they were like, well, no, it's legal, it's legal. And I'm like, you keep on saying it's legal, but you're not showing me. So until I went and searched out the law, and then I put the law out there to where it is legal, and yeah, it was legal. Now here is the the cultural center of Kyle Rittenhouse. Here it is in Argentina. Now a lot happened, a whole lot happened. Here is the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center, and it has Azov ties. That's what's alleged. That's alleged. But if you look here, if you look where I have Azov and to the pointing at the little at the poster there, it shows what is it, an A30B Azov symbol at the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center. Keep in mind, what they're into is anti-communism and their anti-gender ideology, and that's what they fight against. Now, this is the vice president of Argentina, that a guy, a 35-year-old guy from Brazil that moved to Argentina when he back in 1987 or something like that. Her name is Cristina de oh my goodness, uh, uh, Kirchner, and she's the vice president of Argentina. Now, this guy, Jose Dorman from Brazil, moved to Argentina, tried to assassinate her. Oh my goodness, I did a video on that. He walked up to her, put a gun to her head, tried to shoot, and the gun did not go off. Thankfully, that didn't go off. However, they're looking to give him 12 to 14 years in jail. Now, I'm shocked. 12 to 14? Then she gets arrested on corruption charges. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. You just can't. Here's a guy, Jose, Jose Dorman. I'm sorry. I don't believe this. I'm sorry. This guy's name. Yeah, Jose Dorman. That's him. And then this is him, his Facebook page. I'm sorry. Fernando Andres Sambag Matiel. He tried to shoot the vice president. And there you see him getting led away by a couple of police officers that take him away. Wow, I'm telling you, most definitely God was looking out for her that day. Most definitely. Now here's part of the cultural center, the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center. They have the Argentina flag. They have La Rata Marxista. Yeah, very, very interesting. And that's the Azov sign that they had on the wall inside the cultural center. And here, oh, it was raided. Oh my goodness, it was raided. And the interesting thing was, after the raid, a professor from Buenos Aires, Professor Goldstein, said no one heard of the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center until after the raid. I found that quite interesting. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, and they're doing all of this for Kyle Rittenhouse, or not for Kyle Rittenhouse, but he has become a symbol. And you can't make this stuff up. And when I was looking at this information, I'm like, wait a minute, they're doing this for a young boy, 17 years old, that goes to a protest and he's there simply to protect property. And then all of this occurs. He shoots two people and he went through the legal process and then they found him innocent. Now, there are people who would say, okay, I'm going to leave that alone. But however, there's so much to it. Now, the young guy, Andres, he has ties directly or indirectly. I'm not sure. He just simply may be claiming to be part of Azov. Because if you, let me go back to his picture, because he has a, if you look at his arm and you're going to see a tattoo that has all this stuff coming out of it. That's another Azov battalion symbol. Very interesting, very interesting. And I found this very interesting. I'm just like, this is too much. And what's going on in Argentina? I mean, there is just a lot of stuff going on there now. Let me see, where's that? Here it says the authorities in the authorities in Argentina this week raided the cultural center named after Kyle Rittenhouse, the American teen known for shooting three people, two fatally, during a Black Lives Matter protest. The raid came after one of the center's members praised the recent assassination attempt on the Argentina vice president. Police arrested Jose Duermen on Monday, the same day the raid of the cultural center, after he uploaded a YouTube video hailing the man who pointed a gun at the face of the vice president, Cristina Fernandez de Kirchen, a Brazilian hero who tried to do justice for Argentina, according to La Nación, the Argentina newspaper. So, a whole lot going on there. And it's just, wow. Okay. And I'm still blown away that they dedicated this entire cultural center that is based on two fundamentals, and that is anti-communism and anti-gender ideology. Now, what I'm trying to figure out is, where's the culture? Where is it? If you're going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse, then you've got to talk about American culture, and you're, giving a slant that just isn't accurate to where Americans are running around with guns shooting people left and right. No, that is so far few and in between. Keep in mind, America has what, 300 and what, 50 million people, and you're looking at a small few that act a fool. And yeah, we do have fools, folios, and just simple-minded people. However, they're everywhere. Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. But it goes into this. Give you a little bit of background on Andres. He's a 35-year-old Brazilian man that I told you who was arrested. Let me go back up here a little bit. Okay, he was the radicalization of the right wing of the Republican Party of the U.S. has a big effect on Latin American right. Goldstein was saying. He said, noting the rise of the far right politicians in the region from Brazil, President Juarez Bolsonaro to Argentina's deputy Javier oh my goodness, Milei, a libertarian who professed to right wing against cultural Marxism. So this right here is really sparking up even more right wing radicalism in Central and South America. So Mariel, who is planning to run as a presidential candidate in 2023 election against Argentina, distancing himself from the Rittenhouse Cultural Center and Werman. It's going to be quite interesting because if he was spouting out all this ideology, they're going to bring that up and say, you are a radical. You're a right wing radical. You're anti, anti, anti. It's going to be hard for you to get those votes. Okay. Who was arrested, and the security forces are not a part of the Libertad Avanza or the political space related to Javier Mariel. Milio. I'm butchering his name. Please forgive me. He wrote a message on Twitter. So that's really interesting as far as that is concerned. Now, here are the interesting points on after the cultural center, and this is the same guy that was arrested that's affiliated with the cultural center, Jose Duerman. I don't know how he's going to do it because he's all over the news with it. So after his arrest, after praising the man who pointed the gun at the Argentina vice president's face, he was also found to be a member of the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center in La Plata, Argentina. And it is unclear if the team, I don't know how he's going to pull that one off, being a president. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Who became a far-right hero after shooting the people in 2020 BLM rally, has links to the center. So he's a self-stop. Oh my goodness, Hassani, could you please get this? I can't. He's forgive me. Sorry about this. My phone is just okay. A self-styled member of the Kyle Rittenhouse Center, the Argentina was arrested on Monday after he celebrated the man who pointed the gun at. Okay, Jose Duerman posted on YouTube a video last week supporting the Fernando Andres Zambay, the 35-year-old Brazilian man suspected of pointing a gun. Now, a bystander footage showed a person with a gun appearing to pull the trigger, but the firearm did not go off. The motives has not been determined. This is wild. In a YouTube video, Dorman called the suspect a Brazilian hero. I don't think people from Brazil would want to praise that. And I'm not speaking, I don't, I know Brazil, I know some Brazilian peoples were really good friends. And I don't think that they would agree with that statement at all. Okay. The Argentine authorities subsequently raided Duerman's home and other properties linked to him in the Kyle Rittenhouse Cultural Center in La Plata, where they found paintings and inscriptions linked to the far right of La Nacion reported. Duerman was arrested shortly after the La Nacion reported no charges had been filed against him, though officials said that they were investigating him for public intimidation and incitement to violence. And there's no evidence, Letterman, uh, to the incident involving Ferdinand Kushner against the vice president. So I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by all this, how there are these links. Now, I don't know if Azov has any direct links or whether if they're just self proclaiming to be a part of Azov. Now, I know Azov was over here in the United States training back in, what was it, 2018. They were trained in the U.S. by some, I think, military people. I'm not quite sure. I guess for what's going on right now. You can't make this stuff up. This is really, really wild. So I can't do nothing but shake my head at this. I mean, this teenage boy and all this happens, and then it reunites all this other stuff. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse, he's just trying to get his life back. He just wants to go to school. And the sad part about it is that the two factions, and I'm just going to simply say the left and the right, okay? The left is pissed off and they want some kind of justice, a parking ticket, something, because his friend was charged. Kyle Rittenhouse wasn't charged at all, but his friend was charged with having the gun. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse had the gun, but he wasn't charged with that. I mean, there's so much to it. There's so much. And I don't want to get into a debate about the legality of it or what people feel about whether what he did was right or wrong, or whether if he should have got off or should not have gotten off. It is what it is, and just accept it as that. However, he wants to go to what school he was claiming to go to, Texas A&M. No, not Texas A&M. I did a video on it, and they came out and said, nope, he's not registered here. No, he's not. Kyle Rittenhouse is not registered at this school. No, he's not. And then you have people protesting, saying we don't want a killer at our school. So there's a lot to it, a lot. So I'm going to send a link down. If you want to come up and talk about this, I would love to hear your thoughts. Come on up, come on up. If you're on Twitter, I can't see you. I don't have that connection yet. And if you want to look at the articles, they're in my description section. So yeah, so there's a lot going on here. And I find it interesting how, let me go back to this, how the Proud Boys had a photo op with Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, Kyle Rittenhouse said that he didn't know who these guys were. So, right here. Kyle Rittenhouse said he didn't know who these guys were. They bought him a beer. He took pictures. But if you look at the sign that he's using, and at that time, in a previous video that I did, I said I did not feel comfortable calling Kyle Rittenhouse a racist, because being a racist, you have to act on your prejudice. You do. Calling someone names, um, calling someone the N word, calling them the S word relating to Spanish people, calling them the K word relating to Jewish people, whatever it is, calling names, you're a jerk at the very least. A jerk or a dirtbag, but it's when you act upon your prejudice, actually actively go out and you do something about it and have the force of the government to assist you into acting out your beliefs. That is racism. calling someone names means you're either prejudiced or a bigot at the least, or just an ignorant. I don't even want to call anybody an ignorant scumbag. No, I don't want to put that on scumbags. That's terrible. But this cultural center just blew me away. They dedicated to Kyle Rittenhouse. Uh, you can't make this stuff up. You can't. And they have 5 people. 5 people. So if you want to come up, come on up, or I can give you a number if you want to call in. Call in. I would love to hear your thoughts on this subject because I thought it was quite interesting. Everything going on over in the Ukraine and how that is spilling over in different parts of the world. Okay. All righty. So I, as far as I know, Kyle Rittenhouse has not spoken out about this, so I'm not sure if he knows about it or if he does. I didn't hear anything about a statement. He didn't put a statement out as far as I know. But just having something like this associated with his name, I don't know if that would be something that he would want to be attached to. I don't know. He's just a young kid, a young guy growing up in Michigan, just trying to make ends meet with his mom. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. Oh my goodness, you can't make this stuff up. But on that note, I'm going to leave it there. Please like, subscribe if you like my content. If you think I'm totally wrong about this, please write something down in the chat room. I would like to communicate with you about this. On that note, I want to thank you for stopping by.